Hi all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ronke. In today's video, we're talking about being guided and not Delulu. I've been hearing about being Delulu a lot recently and I never really quite grasped it, but to me, it's like, why would we want to be delusional? I just feel like being Delulu may force some people into spaces or positions that they shouldn't be in and might prevent some people from going into where they should be in. Delulu is internet slang that's used to describe the belief that one can influence one's own destiny through sheer willpower. Now, some people look at it as like unrelenting confidence and self-belief. To me, it just sounds like the cousin of manifestation. It sounds like the next new thing that everybody's trying to do. And while I will say that I'm not knocking self-belief or confidence, like I think those are extremely important things to have, but I also just feel like logic is important and being guided overall is important. From some of what I've seen people talk about, and of course this doesn't represent everyone, but some of what I've seen people talk about with being Delulu, it sounds to me like y'all are wearing rose-colored glasses. And I strongly believe in optimism. I think it's great to be optimistic. I think it's great to profess positive things upon yourself. But I think you also need to sometimes recognize situations that you're in, especially when there's situations that you actually need to heal from. And in order to do that, you actually have to look at things soberly. You have to sit with yourself, not being delusional, and really talk about what exactly your situation is and where you are versus where you want to get to. I feel like as a Christian, just the idea of being Delulu to me it just sounds off. Like, why would I be Delulu when I could be guided by the Holy Spirit? Being guided by the Holy Spirit to me brings up Isaiah chapter 30, verse 21. And it says, "You will hear a voice behind you saying, 'This is the way, walk in it thereof.'" For me, it feels like being delusional means that I'm not going to be relying on the guidance of the Holy Spirit. And I can't do that. And for me, the benefits of being guided by the Holy Spirit far outweigh anything that I could do on my own. When you're guided by the Holy Spirit, you're not alone. And for me, this actually is a confidence booster because I know it's not just me doing it on my own. And even at that, even in instances where maybe it physically is me doing it by myself, I think the Holy Spirit is really good at encouraging us and even bringing others to us who can encourage us. For me, being guided by the Holy Spirit and by extension, God, means also that I have an instruction to work with. I think sometimes for a lot of people, you have this very clear picture of what your next step should be. You have a very clear picture of what the end should be, but sometimes the path in between your next step and the end are fuzzy. And so being able to be guided for me means that I trust that every step that I've been given is exactly what I need to be doing at that moment. And so if at any moment I feel like, okay, maybe I should be beyond this, it's an opportunity for me to either go back to the Holy Spirit to get more direction or to remind myself that, hey, this last step I was given, I'm going to continue to work at it until I get something new. For me, the benefit to being guided by the Holy Spirit is that you always have a last instruction to work with, and it's usually clear. For me, with being Delulu, I feel like Delulu is really just like, it sounds like grasping for straws in the dark and just hoping some things work out. And I'm sure there's some people who are being very methodical and structured with their Delulu approach to life. But for me, I feel like the average individual is probably just going to be doing whatever and however, whenever. I don't feel like that's helpful. For me, with the Holy Spirit, I know I have this clear instruction of, I want you to do X, Y, and Z thing or do this next. And so for me, that's helpful because at any point in time, if I start to feel like, okay, wait, I think I'm getting off track, I can always go back to a last instruction that I had versus trying to remember, okay, this thing that I tried to do that kind of worked, kind of didn't work. Do I really want to try it again? Do I want to try something different? I just feel like it makes things a little more structured for me in that way. Another benefit to being guided by the Holy Spirit is that the Holy Spirit has supernatural insight. I think this is important because there are some things that you just would never know or you would never be able to think of, at least for me in my own experiences, without the help of the Holy Spirit. Like, there are some times where I'm planning content for my videos and some ideas are just literally like downloading into my head that I never on my own probably would have come up with. And so it's really important to be able to get that supernatural insight, right? The Holy Spirit can give you supernatural insight on how to deal with people at work, which may help you progress your career because now you know, okay, this individual, I have to deal with this person in this way, but I can't deal with this other person in that way. Because there are some things that are just not visible to the average eyes. So when the Holy Spirit is able to guide you and teach you those secret things, for me, it makes a bigger difference than trying to be Delulu would. And the best thing about this is that it gives you a supernatural advantage that your efforts alone would never give you. Finally, the best thing about being guided by the Holy Spirit is that the Holy Spirit sustains. So I feel like the challenge with trying to be Delulu to me is that it sounds like a lot of people are trying to self-sustain it. And you will get burnt out. You will get discouraged. You will just get tired. Maybe you just kind of lose patience, right? But I feel like when you're guided by the Holy Spirit and you know that the Holy Spirit is the one that is telling you to do something, it makes it a bit easier to kind of have patience and really go on it for the long haul. The great thing about that is that in the Bible, it lets us know that those who wait upon the Lord, they shall renew their strength, which to me means that even as I'm waiting, I'm getting my strength renewed. And that's important because there are some journeys in life that are just a very long haul. And no matter of Delulu will probably get you there. There are some things that people work on and they might work on it for 20 years before they actually see the full manifestation of it. So being able to be guided and have that patience to endure is extremely important. And to cap it all off, the Bible does let us know that the Holy Spirit will lead us into all truths. And to be frank, this does sound like the opposite of being Delulu. So this year, choose to be guided and not Delulu. That's all I have for today's video. Please like this video, share with others, and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.